So hello guys, good morning. It is around 8 a.m. the next day and my voice isn't doing too bad. It's a little bit raspy, but that was inevitable. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about yesterday. And honestly, I don't even know where to start because it all didn't really feel too real. And so, okay, actually my voice is doing pretty bad. I thought I'd mention to you guys both the positives and the negatives of the experience. Overall, it was an amazing experience. No doubt about that. The boys did an amazing job. All the performances were super great. But there were definitely a few road bumps along the way, but the boys did an amazing job and it was just crazy. First of all, the organization and management of the event was a little bit unorganized, disorganized, was a little bit all over the place. I heard some of the bronze people got into the gold section, and I think overall maybe perhaps Big Top didn't have enough security. Also, the games that they were playing were a little bit lame, so it felt a little awkward from both the fans' perspective and the boys' perspective. Because, okay, so when they started, like, this sheet fell down and it was the coolest thing ever, and then we jumped straight into games. We had this arrival thing and each letter stood for a different question, but honestly it felt a little awkward and I felt like the boys didn't really know what to say to answer the questions, and so I feel like every question was kind of like, okay, yes, let's move on. And then after that question game, they played this ball throwing game, which took forever. I feel like time management was such an issue. I feel like there could have been so much more done with the time used for that game. I remember even BamBam was like, isn't this taking a little too long? And I know that one of the admins said it's not SBS Pop Asia's fault, so let's not blame them for that, but that it was actually the promoters that came up with the schedule and everything like that. It doesn't really matter who's accountable, really. The boys definitely made up for it. After that, they started performing. You guys will see it in the vlog. I recorded everything. The performances were so great. I had pretty decent view of the members. I was standing in the middle, but like at the back of gold, so I had pretty good vision of the members when they were like in the center, but if they like danced on the side or if they were doing something on the ground, then I wasn't able to see it. But I recorded everything. They did, I keep saying they did an amazing job, but they really did. It was very high energy. I guess another thing to mention is that fans were a little bit crazy, and I definitely might have been a part of that craze as well. I think it's just the heat of the moment kind of thing. When I was still lining up by the dock, I heard that people had gone pushed over, stomped on, which is kind of ridiculous. I mean, we're all gonna get there and things like that, and people have been lining up all day and they should get the place that they deserve. And for people to just push and shove and stomp over people is definitely not how an agase should act. Actually, let alone, that's not how any human should act. I will confess, I did I kind of shoved this girl aside as she was moving out, but I felt really bad for like after that. I didn't intentionally shove her out of the way. She was walking out and I was walking in. Yeah, I didn't realize I shoved her until after I shoved her, and then yeah, sorry to the girl I shoved. I just also wanted to point out that the footage during the performances were really shaky because I was jamming out and screaming and holding my light stick in my other hand. And also during performances, a lot of people had their phones out and their light sticks out, so the view wasn't as great as when they were just speaking, you know. After the performance, we had high touch. High touch and photo op. I had high touch. The people who had the green wristbands got to high touch, and the people who had the purple wristbands got photo op. Initially I had wanted photo op, but I think I really wanted high touch yesterday night. It was definitely a really surreal experience. The order they were standing in was Mark, Yukyung, BamBam, Jinyoung, JB, then Jackson. Months and months prior, leading up to the fan meet, I told my friends, you know, I'm gonna be that cool fan. I'm gonna be that chill fan that just goes up to them like, hey, what's up? Nice to meet you. But just calm and collected, and that totally backfired. I was not calm. I was not collected. I was not any of those. I was that crazy fan, and I'm ashamed to admit it. So I was walking towards Mark and almost tripped, but I was walking towards Mark and I was like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. I wasn't even walking to him like a normal human being. I was screaming. I was like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. And like I sort of like walked away from him and then came and I did the high touch and I was like, I love you, Mark. And if I remember 3 faces very, very clearly, it would be Mark, Jinyoung, and JB. And Mark sort of had this smile on his face. You know, being a long-time fan, you know what each face represents. And Mark kind of looked like he was low-key judging me. Like he was like, girl, what you doing? I was out of it. For Yukyum, I did the normal high touch. The line went super fast. It was probably like 5 seconds total, like for all 6 members. So I high touched Yukyum. I wanted to fist bump BamBam because he's my chingu, but I knew that wasn't going to happen. So I already came in with a plan to fist bump his palm. So I fist pumped his palm. I went to Jinyoung and I grabbed his, not grabbed, don't get mad at me. I held his hand with one of my hands, with my right hand, and then just placed my left hand on top. So it was kind of like a really, really polite handshake, and I kind of screamed at him, I'm sorry. I was screaming out, no Jinyoung, no life. And I was kind of, as I was moving to JB, I was still like, no Jinyoung, no life. And because I was taking so long with Jinyoung, JB was like there waiting for me. And he had this smile. Actually, rewind. Let's go back to Jinyoung. So when I said that, he kind of like smiled and acknowledged me. He was like bowed down, not like bowed down, but like he kind of like bowed down and smiled. And I thought I was being delusional, but one of my friends actually, after the high touch, she was like, what'd you say to Jinyoung? You said something to Jinyoung. He acknowledged you. And I was like, I feel it. Oh, baby. And then, yeah, so I was saying that as I was like moving over to JB. So I was like, no Jinyoung, no life. So JB was already there, waiting for me. So he was already there waiting. He had his hand out. He had this like really, really big smile on his face, like, girl, you can't bonkers. He was smiling. He had his hand out, so I grabbed it with 2 hands again. And then for Jackson, he was standing sideways, so like I only saw his profile view. And he had his hand like sideways, which is kind of like an awkward thing. So I kind of just like grabbed it like this. And then he like pulled his hand out. So yeah, I got rejected by Jackson. Unrequited love. And yeah, that was pretty much it. Once we went out, they were selling official merch, and I didn't know you couldn't pay with card. So like I like pulled out every single bit of cash I could find in my wallet, and thankfully we had enough money. I'll show you guys the jacket in just a second. But another thing is, I feel like security was kind of all over the place. Like some were like really, really mean and extra, but then some were just standing around doing nothing. So yeah, I think Big Top wasn't expecting it to be this crazy, maybe, unsure. But there was a security guard and I just wanted to ask her what merch they were selling, you know? I went up to her, she was like, get in the line or get out. And I was like, oh no, sorry, I just wanted to ask, and she cut me off mid-sentence. She's like, I said get in the line or get out. And I'm like, alright, I'll get in the line. And then Cindy came out, and Cindy was like, oh yeah, they're selling this, this, and this. And I'm like, how did you know? And she's like, oh, I just asked this lady over at the cloakroom. And I was like, man, that security lady was just scary. Because I mean, Cindy asked someone else and they just answered like a normal human being. I wasn't trying to jump the queue or get into the section where they're buying. I just wanted to know what they were selling. But they were selling event posters, mini light sticks, I think, maybe mini event light sticks, t-shirts and hoodies. I got the hoodie. The hoodie was $65, which is expensive, but I want something to remember for the rest of my life. And the t-shirt was $40, I think, don't quote me on that. So I'm just gonna go grab the GOT7 hoodie and I'll show you guys what it looks like. This is the hoodie. It's in a plastic bag. So special. Black hoodie. It's one size it's one size fits all, so you're not gonna get to choose your size. And they run pretty. So this is the hoodie. Well, oh my gosh, it's so long. I can wear it as a dress. So on the right hand sleeve, it has this is the right hand sleeve. So the right hand sleeve has the GOT7 logo. GOT7, 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 GOT7 4 times. The front doesn't have anything. The left sleeve has the GOT7, 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 GOT7. And then the back. And then the back just has flight log, arrival, and it's a zip up hoodie. I wish it was a pullover hoodie, but you know, this is also really nice. Okay, I'm gonna wear it. It actually doesn't feel bad quality. It's pretty nice actually. Okay, sorry, I wear my pajamas. This is my Uber shirt from when I worked for Uber. But yeah, that's what it looks like. I'm too short so you can't even see the back. Rifle. And this is like really long on me. But yeah, it feels super, super cozy. Oh my god. My friends were asking me after the fan meet, like, did they look super hot in person? I feel like they didn't look real. They looked like dolls. They were so beautiful. Like up close and far away, they didn't look real. It didn't feel real. They didn't look real. Everything was like a dream. Yeah, that's all I could say. They didn't look real. Oh wait, I also purchased a fabric banner. I pre-ordered a fabric banner for $13, but apparently it got confiscated by security when they were handing it out. I'm not sure why, but so I wasn't able to use it during the actual fan meet, which kind of sucks, but that's okay. And I'll show it to you guys. It's also in this plastic bag. It's this fabric banner. We'll probably need to iron it. Kind of looks. So GOT7 Global Fan Meeting in Australia 2017, Sydney, Brisbane, Melbourne, Perth. And then at the back it just has the boys' faces with their names. So Yeon, BamBam, Young Jae, Jin Young, Jackson, Mark and JB. Woo! So we weren't allowed to collect those before the fan meeting. Everyone got the paper banners. It says never ever let you go, Global Fan Meeting Australia, Sydney, GOT7. And then at the back it has the album cover photo and then the place, album, and just a little note about when we were meant to put it up and be like, whoa. So yes, I think that's all I have to say. Sorry, I was a bit awkward and still a bit awkward and out of it. If you're a fangirl, you will know I am still out of it. But yeah, I love you guys and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!